Hello. A question I've gotten a lot recently is how do I play syncopated rhythms? It's something a lot of students seem to struggle with, a little bit at least. And in today's live lesson, I'm going to be teaching you all about it by going over 7 pretty common syncopated rhythms, as well as a couple tricky ones as well. This is a live session, so I'm going to be answering questions a little bit throughout the way, and it's going to be a little bit longer of a format. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's get on to our syncopated rhythms. And I always, no matter what I'm explaining, let me get in position here. No matter what I'm explaining, I always love to start from the beginning, but we're going to go super easy. So these are our 4 quarter notes. We're going to measure a 4/4, and they're simply just going to be played like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I want to talk about subdivision a little bit, because we're going to be seeing this a lot in today's lesson. So good morning, everybody watching us live. Let me know if you can't see me or hear me. Otherwise, I'll just assume everything's good. Here we go. So let me write this in real quick. 1, 2. So we still have our 4 beats here, right? And then we're splitting them up into ands. So there is a reason I'm going over this. And a lot of these rhythms, syncopation has to do with like holding over rhythms over beats. So this is how you subdivide. So we had 4 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and with eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I could have played it a little smoother. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, I want to answer the question, what is syncopation? You've probably heard it before. Well, I just mentioned that syncopation involves moving over beats, so they don't hit exactly where you would expect. When we're talking about 4/4, you would expect the notes to hit on 1, 2, 3, 4, but in syncopation it might be something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So anytime you hear like a ba 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 ba, that's some kind of syncopation, and there's actually quite a few different types. One of the types is you're going to encounter. One of the types you're going to encounter is a type involving putting a rest on the first beat or one of the beats and then having a note right after. Actually, what I meant to do with this one, sorry, excuse me guys, I meant to actually write this rhythm, excuse me, and then put an eighth note at the end. So this is a syncopated measure here, and we know this because normally beat 1 would hit there. Let's get this out. Beat 1 would hit there, right? And like I said, normally we would expect on beats 1, 2, 3, or 4. But this is only an eighth rest. So 1, and see how this comes in on and. So 1 and 2 and 3. Just like that. And we have shifted over the beats. Therefore, we have a syncopation going on right there. And 4. And actually, we continue the syncopation because we're still not hitting on the number, we're actually still hitting on the and. And here's what this particular type of syncopation is going to sound like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it would continue into the next measure. Now here's our second syncopated rhythm. By the way, how's everybody doing today? Let me know in the comments or the live chat. Anyway, here is the second syncopated rhythm. So this time, is this one syncopated, actually? Well, it is. We're actually hitting on beat 1 like you would expect. Now we're getting into the really good stuff here. Hitting on beat 1 like you would expect, and this holds over for 1 and, right? Since if you're splitting them in eighths, the number and then the and would each represent half of a beat. So that's a whole beat there. And then beat 2 is actually rested. And so we're actually playing on the and 3, therefore that quarter note. And this will be and 4. And so we've actually, the first beat is not syncopated, right? 1 and. But from 2 on is, because it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And you could hear just the way it sounds. Ba, 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 ba. Syncopated. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's continue a little bit. So another type of syncopation that you are going to encounter a lot has to do with tying over beats. This does the same exact thing as all the other stuff I was saying. So remember, syncopation is all about delaying the beat or having it occur on places that you wouldn't normally expect. And tying them over does the very same thing. Let's actually take a close look here, though. So here, let's chart out our beats. I always love to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I like to do, because we have eighth notes coming up, I am actually still going to count these subdivisions, even though we're just playing quarter notes. So I like to underline to tell me how much these note values are taking up. So this will take up 1 and down there. So that's just kind of how my little system works. Anyway, this is a 2-measure syncopation. So in the first measure, we don't really have a syncopation, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The notes hit exactly where you would expect. Now let's take a look at the second measure, because we do have a syncopation going on. And this is actually tied over. We're still always going to have beat 1, the one we're starting out with. And I'm actually going to extend this underline because there's a tie here. We're actually tying this part 4 and to the first half of 1, because we have an eighth rest right there. Let me position my microphone, reposition it a little bit so you can hear me even better. There you go. That should do it. All right, so anyway, let's continue. And this will hit on and, right? Oh, that second beat, and 2 and 3. So we definitely have a syncopation going on. And how do I know that? Well, because they're hitting on the ands of the beats now. So and 3 and 4 and then I'll just do the little underlines. Tell me when those will hit over. Now this will be a little tricky, maybe at first, but you just want to count slow. And again, you're just hitting a beat. Basically, you're hitting a note every time there's a new underline to make it nice and easy. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And you could even hear it in that second measure. Ba, 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 ba. You know, like I said, anytime you hear something like that, you're definitely talking about syncopation. So any questions on syncopation so far? I still have a few rhythm patterns to go over with you yet, and actually some tricky ones here at the end. The last one is the trickiest, actually, but we still have, what, 4 more until we get there. I do want to tell you guys something real quick before we continue with the lesson, and that is I've been working on a secret project. All right, maybe it's not so secret. I did tell you the last live stream. I was working on a video. It's the biggest video I've ever done. It's super comprehensive. It's about a topic that I know is somewhat popular in this learning piano space. So I think a lot of people will like it. And I have an announcement to make. Now, it makes me feel some kind of way to announce it. But the video's coming out tomorrow, and you want to be on the lookout for it because it's coming out at 8 a.m. in the morning. Obviously, if you can't make it up by 8 a.m., you can watch it any time in the day or any day past that if you can't watch it tomorrow. So I'm announcing that the video is coming out tomorrow. It's like the biggest, baddest, and by bad I mean goodest lesson I've ever done. I want you to watch it. And let me get you a link for it right now. I do have it... what's that called? Set on Premiere, so I can grab you the link. So let me grab you a link real quick, and then we're going to continue on with these syncopated patterns here. So here we go. So let me link you over here. Link to tomorrow's lesson. I'll probably also get you a link at the end of today's live stream. But there it is. Make sure to be on the lookout for it. Make sure to watch it. It's going to be nearly an hour long, but it's actually really, really, really good. And I put a lot of effort into it, and I really hope you guys like it. I really, really do. Anyway, let's continue on now because we have lots more to cover. Again, let me know if you have any questions about syncopation along the way. Doesn't look like we have any so far, which means you guys are probably following along just nicely. And then I have a couple more announcements towards the end. So let's continue. Now, look at this measure. Is this measure syncopated? What do you think? Just think about it for a second. It's obviously syncopated, right? Because we have notes hitting where you wouldn't expect. There's no notes actually on beats 1, 2, and 3, which would actually fit right here. 1, 2, 3. See how there's nothing there? And that means we're hitting on the and, 4 and, right there. So this one's actually pretty simple. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Well, sorry, simple. And I always mess up the simple stuff, guys, because I underestimate it. So anyway, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and ba 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 ba. You know, it's syncopation. Another thing I want to mention is that you notice how, like, whenever I do a rhythm, I go ba 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 da 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 da, or whatever. I like remake it with like little syllables or whatever. That just helps me internalize the rhythm a lot better. Because if I always think about it as the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 ands, it's great with charting it out like intellectually or whatever and being able to be exact. But to me, like, rhythm also has like a feeling element to it that people don't really talk about enough. And so I encourage you, whenever you're thinking about these, relate them either to some kind of like some sort of internal rhythm mechanism. Develop some sort of internal rhythm mechanism. You can even associate some of these rhythms with notes. For example, a lot of people, you can associate some of these rhythms with actual words, I meant to say. Some people struggle with dotted quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. But what you can do is you can assign words to these. So like the dotted quarter eighth rhythm, you could say pineapple butter cake. You know, pineapple butter cake. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Pineapple butter cake. You know, and just come up with some sort of weird. I usually like to use food to associate with these. I could make actually a whole lesson on this, and I did years ago. But I actually think I can make a lot more interesting ones. So let me know in the comments or the chat if you want that lesson, associating words with rhythm patterns to basically develop some sort of internal mechanism for remembering these. So let's continue here. We have more to cover, but that was an important point I wanted to make, because a lot of people, they chart out actually a lot of people don't even chart out the rhythms. But if you are charting out the rhythms, the next step you want to do is internalize the beat. So speaking of which, this is a question I get freaking all the time, and that is, Tim, how do I deal with 16th notes that are tied between one another? And it's actually a lot easier than you think, even though playing it in speed, I think a lot of people struggle with playing this one up to speed. So first off, let's talk about subdividing 16th notes, and let's do that right now. So here we have our 4 beats, and how do I know? This is actually a big tip right now. How do I know that the 4 beats are right there? Well, it's because when notes are beamed across 99% of the time, and I know the 1% of the time when it doesn't, but anyway, 99% of the time, when notes are beamed together, those notes within that grouping equal 1 beat. So I know that that's 1 beat right here, 2, 3, 4. I also know how 16th notes work, that there's 4 16ths in a whole beat. But use the beams, or the flags they call them, to your advantage to figure out where the 4 beats are. Anyway, let's figure out where the ands of the beats, the second half. Remember, this is like where our 8th notes would be. So 1 and 2 and, because we still have the ands here. And it makes sense, right? Because now we have 2 notes taking up 1, 2 notes taking up and. But that's not all there is to it. We have to come up with more syllables. It helps us count the 16th notes with a bit more accuracy. And it's going to go like this. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and just like that. Now let's just play that. We're not even going to worry about the ties, even though that makes it a bit more complicated. But here we go. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and if you notice, whenever I play these, right, I put more of an emphasis on that first beat. 1 E and 2 E and I do that on purpose because music naturally has accents on 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just a little bit more context. Specifically, beats 1 and 3 are the strong beats. So it should actually be like this: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. You don't have to play it like that. In fact, if you're just learning how to count this, don't worry about the accents. But if you've been counting them for a while, start accenting them. And then when you start playing your pieces with these rhythms, you'll actually start putting the accents in the right places. And that will actually make your music sound more musical. That's actually another lesson I could do, is about placement of accents and things like that. So there's actually a lot of good ideas coming to me. Let me write this. Let me write this idea down really quick. I just want to make sure I write placement of accents down, because I feel like that would make at least a really good live stream. Accents. All right. I always like to write this down because I will forget. Anyway, now it's time. Are you ready? We're adding in the ties. So, like I said, I like to underline where each of these notes hits, and 2, and or E and 3. So we're always holding over 4, E and so 1 E and 2 E and 3. So and then the number is where we're holding over. And we're gonna start out. Whoa! Stop! I accidentally hit that button. Sorry. We're gonna play it real slow. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Now, one thing that I did in my head that made this a whole lot easier is thinking about attack points, right? I think it's pretty easy to start holding over a note, but then a lot of students, what they struggle with is, where do I start hitting the next note? And it's all about the concept of attack points. So we are hitting all these underlines where I have, so I hit 1 E and here's where we're hitting over, right? 2, and my attack point is right here. And the reason it's the attack point, because that's the note that I'm moving off of after I've held notes before. Like I said, it's easy to hold down a note, but it's really how long do you hold it, and the attack point will make sure you get it exactly right every time. Let me demonstrate. 1 E and 2 E, and that was my attack note. Boom. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. Oh, I messed with the rest of it. Sorry. Let me chart out these attack points. Make sure I got them. I'm making it more complicated for me. But anyway, so my attack point is always on the E of each beat, right? So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and just knowing that E is really where I'm moving helps a lot. And you can use this with pretty much any rhythm pattern you want. I call it the attack point strategy. I don't really hear a lot of other teachers talk about it, even though I think that it's really important to understand. And it's really based on my own experience. Like I said, it's easy to hit a note and be like, all right, I'm holding this note, but where do you move from after that? So attack point strategy is what you want to work on. Again, well, I do have an old lesson about it. I could probably make a new one, perhaps. Okay, guys, here we go. And welcome, Lorenz, by the way, and everybody else watching live today. Okay, you know what? We have 2 more. Yeah, and they're tricky ones, so you want to stick around for those. I do have an announcement that I'd like to do. Just give me a second, guys, because I want to pull something up here real quick. So, I have a website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, where you can learn a lot more about piano, music theory, ear training, sight reading, rhythm, anything else you need to become a well-rounded musician. These are great for beginners just starting out, or if you've been learning for a while and you're ready to take your skills to that next level, there are courses here for you. You know, what I'm trying to say is there's beginner courses, intermediate, and advanced courses that you can take. Learn at your own pace, and then of course you can read all this wonderful stuff on your own. But I'm just letting you know about this, especially today, because there is a spring sale going on right now until April 21st. All course packs are on sale. So you can sign up for courses individually. There is a buy courses page. And if you click on individual courses, you can sign up for them individually if you so choose. But I recommend taking a look at a course pack, because not only are they neatly organized by beginner, intermediate, advanced, and so on, you also get a much better deal since they are packaged together. So normally courses are like $30 a piece or so, depending on the course. And you can see this beginner's pack includes 4 for just $39.99. This is a great one to get started with. Anyway, if you click on any of the packs, let's just click on the new or the all course access. You can click on any course that you want to learn more about, and it'll take you to the course description page, and you can read all about what's included in the course. One last thing, and then we'll get back to the lesson. If you add it to your cart or any of these, and you check out just like you would on any website, another thing is like a thank you for coming by today, and just being a fan of mine on YouTube in general. Type in YouTube into this box right here, click apply, and boom, it gives you an additional 15% off. So not only do you get the spring sale, you also get an additional 15% off because you're here today. And I just want to say thank you so much. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys know about that. It's also a great way to support the channel. And of course, I thank everybody that's signed up for courses in the past, and as well, you know, everybody that supports by watching. Anyway, let's get back to the lesson here. Just want to let you guys know about that. Good morning. Hello, Terry. We got some people in here right now. Let me just say hi to some people and we'll continue. Port Mead, awesome to have you today, everybody. All right, let us continue here. So this one's tricky. I'm not going to lie to you. This one you're not going to see in your music a whole lot, but you will see stuff like this. And it does help to kind of know how to tackle this. So let's do the first thing that I always like to do, which is actually delete this little line here, because this marcato line that I didn't mean to have there. That means to hold the beat for the full value. It's kind of like the opposite of a staccato. But anyway, let me move this line over here. Let's chart out these beats. That's always step one. And that makes things a lot easier for us when it comes to syncopation or pretty much anything. So 1 E, right? Because we're talking about 16th notes. Now the question is, how many syllables of the 1 E andas is the quarter note going to take up? Well, we already have 1 E. That means it's going to take up anda, but that's not all it's going to take up, because remember that a quarter note usually takes up the entirety of 1 E anda, and we're starting it a little bit late, which is why how the syncopation kind of comes into play here. So it's coming in a little bit late. So 1 E anda, and this is actually going to take up 2 E as well. Let me get the line a little bit more exact. And this will be anda. I know it's a little tricky. And then thank goodness we're actually, it beats 3 and 4 here. So 3 E and I'll just use dots to tell you to count those. 4 E and So once we get past beat 2, we're in the clear. There's not really a syncopation going on with that. So let's play this thing and then I'll explain, right? And luckily we have the underlines to help us out. So nice and slow. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and let me try a little bit faster. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and let me try again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and if you're trying to internalize this, bump bump that one's harder to internalize. I think it's just because it's such a weird rhythm and things are hitting on the offbeats. But anyway, when I was playing this, I was using a technique to be able to tell what beat I was on with ease. And what technique is that? It's the attack point strategy. You know, our attack points really the question is, and it's right where the question mark is, actually, is how long do we hold that quarter note, right? Like I said, it's very easy to hit a note on the beat, but it's always like how long, right? Especially when it hits on anda and it takes up 2 E as well. It's kind of weird. So my attack point is actually going to be on and of 2. That's what we call that, 2 E anda. And now that's what I'm really aiming for when I play this. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and again, this one's hard to internalize. I just can't come up with some sort of ba ba type of thing. Da 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 da. There's too many long notes. It's just very weird rhythm. But I wanted to use it as an example. Anyway, the other question I have for you is, where's the syncopation happening? Well, we're hitting on 1 E. You do expect that. However, we're hitting this over and 2 and a 2E. So we don't have any notes hitting on beat 2. Therefore, we have syncopated beat 2, kind of like blending it in with the end of beat 1. And then by beat 3 and 4, we're actually back on normal time. So we don't, those beats aren't syncopated. So you can syncopate a whole measure, or you can syncopate different beats. And there's different sounds to syncopating each beat. Let me take a quick sip here, and then we'll continue. Hey, Sam's here. Welcome, Sam. Glad to have you. Doing great. It's okay that you're late. I appreciate that you're able to make it, especially on a Saturday. Okay, guys. Real quick, this is the last rhythm of today. I can't believe we've been doing this for 41 minutes. Oh, no. It's 31 minutes. Or no, it's whatever. I can't believe we've been doing this for so many minutes. Wait, it says 26 minutes, excuse me. So yeah, I didn't think it was 40. Anyway, this is one of the last rhythms we're going to cover today. If there's a rhythm before we finish up this last one that you want me to go over, it can be syncopated. It could be in a different time signature. It could just be something you're wondering about rhythm-wise. Let me know in the comments, because I'm going to go over any questions that we have. And then actually we do have another section. I just remembered another section after we finish this rhythm. So stick around for that. 26 minutes, LOL. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, what the heck? I forgot that we started at 10:15. All right, we're moving right along here. So the first thing, you're looking at this rhythm, right? And I want you to tell me, or at least tell yourself in your head, what, first of all, is this measure syncopated? All right, it's syncopated, because otherwise why would I talk about it? Great answer. The second question I want you to answer is, what is the first step to counting this? What did I say? Chart out the beats. Now you may be looking at this and you're like, whoa, 16th note triplets. What's that all about? You know, because I know maybe you know how to count 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. But those were 8th note triplets. So when we're talking about 16th note triplets, they are in the place, instead of a whole beat, they're in place of half of a beat. And so let me write this illustration to make it easier for you. So here's our 8th rest. It takes up an 8th note's worth of value. Here's our 16th note triplet. It also takes up an 8th note's worth of value. So really this 2 8th notes is equal to this, right? And of course it's tied, I know. We'll figure that out here in a second. So that's what that equals. It's freaking Discord, man. Let me hold on. Let me just make sure nobody's trying to message me anything important. Where are you, Discord? That's another thing I want to go over real quick is the Discord. Sorry, somebody was messaging me, and now I don't know. It is on here. What's going on, guys? Sorry, so I think somebody's trying to message me. I don't know. It's frozen now. Anyway, I'm just going to continue explaining this then. Okay, anyway, we're going to continue. I think somebody's posting in our Discord right now. Anyway, let's continue. Sorry. My mistake. Okay, anyway, so this takes up the value of 1 and, right? Now let's think about this for a second. Let's assume that we had a 16th note triplet here and a 16th note triplet here to make it easy. And remember that this is equal to, make sure that you can see all this weird stuff. This is equal to this, right? So instead of 1 and, it's going to go 1 and. Pretty easy, right? You just had 3 16ths in the place of each of those 8th notes. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. And I want you to practice that on your own just to get that idea down, because that makes playing 16th note triplets 10 times easier. I swear. Now, we're going to use that to our advantage, right? So let's erase all this. So here in this one, it's the same thing that we just had, except beat 1, or the first half of beat 1, is a rest. So instead of going 1 and, we're going to go 1 and 2, like that, since we have 16ths on the next one. So that's equal to that. This is equal to an eighth note. And then basically we have another eighth note tied to another eighth note, basically. It can get a little bit hairy, but we're going to make it easy. So what I want to do is we're going to simplify it. So 1 and 2 hits here. And this is going to hit and 3 and 4 and. So what I want to do is we're going to play this rhythm. We're going to ignore the tie so far. And let's just play beats 1 and 2. And then we're going to stop at this quarter note right here, at the and of 3. So ready? 1 and 2. You're done. Again, 1 and 2. You're done. Now we're going to play the rest of the measure without the tie. And then we're going to add in the tie because that's the part that makes it hard. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And again, I use my good old attack notes, attack points, to know that I'm hitting on and 3 and 4 and, right? That just kind of helps me know when I'm moving out of those triplets. Now we've gotten the triplets right. 1 and 2. And that was pretty easy, right? Now they are tied though. So again, I'm going to think about my attack points, right? 1 and 2. So how I would think about this is putting like a little rest on 2. So it's going to go, this is how it's going to be. 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. I'm still counting the triplets. 1 and 2. Except I'm just not hitting on 2. I'm just counting it. 1 and 2. Just like that. And that's how you would play those triplets. You're just holding over one of them into the next set of triplets. It seems super complicated, but once you get the hang of it and you know where to move beyond that, it makes it super easy. So let's count out this whole thing, beginning to end. I'm going to play it on the piano. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There you go. Super duper easy. I wanted to end this lesson with a tough one. Let me know if you have any comments about that. I'm going to be checking the comments here in a second. Let's see what Sam had to say. Not mine, but another learner's. It's on Discord server. Oh, okay, good. I will check that, Sam. There was somebody trying to get in contact with me on Discord, and it froze. Let's see what Sam has to say. Thank you, Sam. My Discord's frozen. It's just straight up like 1999 Windows ME style frozen. Okay. I mean, it wouldn't matter if you guys could see it anyways. I just don't like to see my screen, show my screen unless I have to, because you avoid mistakes that way. Dude, what is... It literally will not let me out of here. Hello? Oh, weird. The touch screen works. Okay. Interesting. All right, general chat. Here we go. We're almost here, folks. We're almost here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so this is the rhythm. Oh, boy. Okay, it's a rather strange rhythm. 4/4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Oh, okay. Nice. This is easy. Let's do this though. Let's make it so I can draw on it. Hello. Sorry guys. That's what I wanted to do. Is there a way to There's no way to enlarge that. Cool. Anyways, love it. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. There's no view. I think this is a rather limited software. Anyway, let's try to chart this out here. This actually isn't as bad as it seems. Let's chart out our 4 beats. Where are our 4 beats? I'm just looking at the treble clef, by the way. Well, I can tell where it's right here. Oh, wait. Now, wait a second. What the? Red pen. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did I know the 4 beats were there? Because they're beamed across, right? Boom. That's beat 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. So that's the first thing you want to do. Chart out your beats. Okay. Next thing is we have dotted 8th notes with 16th notes then tied to the next beat. So a dotted 8th note is going to get 3 16th notes worth of value. So you know how we were counting 1 E and well, a dotted 8th note will take up 1 E and then you're moving on the So this is going to be 1. So 1 E and and this is going to hold over 2 and actually I'm going to keep counting 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then you got the 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and okay, so I've charted out the beats. I've done the underlines for the most part. Okay, let me try playing just the treble clef really quick. Give me a couple of playthroughs here. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and ba 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 ba. And I've internalized it already. It's a very internalizable type of rhythm. So let me try again. 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and oh man, gotta pay attention. Let me try again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and now what technique am I using along with the underlines and you're writing it out? I'm using attack points, right? So 1 E and 2 E and there's a attack point kind of on and, right? That's where we're moving. And then I know that I'm moving on the and of that second one there. So let's do it again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and I emphasized those attack points there. And then actually let me play the next measure. So we're going to play both together. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and sorry, that note didn't play. I've been having that problem a little bit. I hope I'm not going to have to repair this thing. Anyway, it messed it up. Anyway, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and I wanted to make a point here by holding over this whole note. If you noticed, I just held a whole note the whole time, but I was still counting 1 E and 2 E and now why do you think that is? Well, it's because I don't know if that's the end of the piece, but it also helps. I guess the point is that it helps me count that whole note for exactly the right amount of beats. Because what tends to happen, right, is like 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. Let me put it this way. Say you have a measure of 16th notes, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then a whole note, and you're not counting. Right? And then it's like, well, where do you come in next? Well, you need to keep subdividing so that you can still stay on track. So that was the whole point. Now, the next question I'm going to get, I can feel it already. I can feel it. I can feel it. Sam, post it in the Discord if you have time, and I'll take a look. I can feel the question. Tim, what about the left hand? This is what I love about this. Once you get the right hand down, just line up the left hand with the right hand notes, like in a vertical column, right? So these hit together. This hits to, well, let me put this. Ooh, so that changes a little bit. You know what I'm going to do? 1 E and 2 E. And I'm going to chart it out because that's the right thing to do, instead of being lazy about it. And that's going to kind of help me line them up as well. The point I was trying to make in the beginning is that even though I charted them out, notice how they still line up. So there's beat 1, beat 2 is right here, beat 3, beat 4. They still line up, and that's going to help you line them up vertically to play them together. Now let me try to play this, and I'm really paying attention to the left-hand attack points, right? Like I know that I'm hitting here, I'm holding, I'm hitting another note here, I'm holding, and then my last attack point is going to be on beat 4. So the first attack point's on the and of beat 2, and then on beat 4 is where I'm moving again. So let's try this out. Let me just do it with the left hand first. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and pretty easy. Now let's try it all together. Nice and slow. Okay. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. Oh, 3 E and 4 E and oh, that's tough. Let me try it again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. Oh no, it's tied over. This is trickier than it seems. Sorry, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and oh, that oh, I was a little bit late on that one. Let me keep trying. I actually have another tip for you as I'm playing this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and yeah. Okay, so one thing that was tripping me up is that you have to hit this right hand note here, and then immediately you're hitting the left hand note. So they actually don't hit at the same time. That's kind of like what was messing me up. So let me try it. Keep trying. So tip is, once you have something like this, you got to just keep hashing it out until you get it. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and nailed it that time, except I didn't play the next the next note in the next measure. Let me try it one more time. I swear I almost got it. So 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and we did it. So step 1, chart out the beats. Step 2, write the underlines for like how much they take up, paying attention to the ties. Step 3, plan your attack points. Step 4, add in the left hand, chart it out, make some attack points for that. Kind of play it through a few times to see where the tricky areas are, and then play through a few more times to iron them out. All right, let's see what Sam has to say. We actually have more. Oh no, dude, I'm not doing this. Hold on. Oh man. This rhythm is rather strange, but it's worse because of all what happens. Yeah, I see that. Dude, I didn't think you were gonna throw this at me. What time signature is this in, Sam? We may tackle this simply as rhythm and not the notes, simply because the notes are pain. Okay. Oh boy. I didn't know you were going to do this to me, Sam. Dude. I'd have to even take a look at this for a second, because this is some Chopin weirdness. Oh, 6/8. I'll tell you what, Sam. Let me take a look at this in my own time, because right now, in real time, my brain is just like kind of struggling. Sorry, but alas, I struggle and I ask a question. That's okay. I don't mind. I kind of have an idea how to do this. Sorry, 1. At least it's 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume you're having trouble with the second half of the beat, right? Because otherwise it would just be like 1, 2, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 3 and yeah, sure, I'm not in a hurry. Okay, you know what? It's starting to come to me, but let me think this out. I kind of want to return to this if we are doing something in 6/8 at some point, because I feel like this would be great if I've already like explained all that. It goes from sync to out of sync. I agree. Like the first half of the measure is super easy because it's really just like it's almost like eighth notes, right? Like instead of like 1, 2, 3, it's just like rhythm wise, and then it's like. Oh, dude, it's so Chopin. This is crazy. We're going to get back to this some other time. It's starting to give me some ideas on how to tackle it, but it's something I'd have to take a look at on my own. I'm sorry, Sam. I wanted to answer your question. But anyway, I do want to ask if you guys have any other questions about it. Let me know. Just hold on a second, guys. All right, good. Okay, so we still have one last thing. No, we have a couple last things. Sorry. Let me get you guys a link to our Discord. So we have a Discord, and here's how it works. So over on the Discord, not a whole lot goes on. I mean, people ask questions, and we answer them as a community. I try to get to as many questions as I can. I don't always, but I try my best. Anyway, that's a link to our Discord in the chat right now. If you join our Discord, here is what you will get, and here's how it works. Because I was just on the Discord. Okay, so like any Discord, we have channels on the side. Make sure to read our Discord rules, of course, so you don't get banned. There's only been a couple people that have ever gotten banned. You feel free to introduce yourself. Anyway, the most important thing I want you to know is when I'm scheduling a live stream, I will post it. I post it as long in advance as I can. It only ends up being a few days, but I do notify you guys over on the Discord first. Here's the most important part, and actually what we're going to do next, is there's a playing submissions section. So if you would like to submit your playing to us, so that we can, like review it during the live stream. Or if you just want to share it with us in the Discord, you can do that as well. If you don't want me to take a look at it on stream, just make sure to leave a little note next to your playing, and I'll make sure to like skip that one. But I always like to go through some of these, not as like a super critical type of thing, but really just to see what our students are up to. Because there's actually a lot of great and interesting submissions. Now, yeah, this one's from Tess. So I did go over this one a couple months ago. And so I encourage you guys once again to start submitting your playing submissions in the Discord, because I will start going over them. I know I put it on pause for a little while, but we're back to it. So let's see what Dizzy Storms Sliced Ice has to play for us today. If you don't know, Dizzy does a lot of like game covers and things. Wish I had some video. All right, I kind of got a feeling for that. That was a very like a standard chord progression. I've never played Wicked Game. I'm gonna have to like kind of look that up to see if I can get a feel. I don't want to play it right now because I might get copyright claimed by the people that make the game. But anyway, I always love these submissions. Some of them, they really sound like Sega Genesis music to me, and I always love that. I think it's just that old like Casio type of sound. Okay, so the rest sounds pretty similar. Yeah, thank you so much, Dizzy. I really appreciate it. Or Sliced Ice, I should call you. I actually really like that nickname or that screen name, Sliced Ice. But yeah, great submission. Thank you so much. If you have something like this to submit, you know, you're working something out on your keyboard, I would love to see it from you in the Discord. Or if you have something like completed, those are awesome too. Like Sam, anytime Sam or anybody submitted, it's always been pretty good. So what I'm trying to say is there's a wide variety of people that submit to these, and whether you're just in the early starting stages, or maybe you're just a composer, or you are like going for that concert level pianist type of thing, you want to submit in the Discord. I'd love to hear from you. All right, I thought I heard another Discord jingle, but maybe it was from something else. Yeah. All right, let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. I want to remind you again, actually. Hold on a second, guys. Sam says, I may have something silly to submit next month. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that a lot. But yeah, we're going to be doing that more regularly again. All right, I want to tell you guys something before we go. We are going to conclude here in the next few minutes at least. But let me tell you about one more thing, and then I'll let you get on with your Saturday. So give me a second, guys. Okay, so I mentioned before that there is a new lesson coming out tomorrow. I'm going to link it to you right there. It's coming out at 8 a.m. It's going to be amazing. You should really check it out. It's rhythm patterns for piano chords. This is great for like beginners, intermediate, or advanced people, students, I should say, because it really starts like from the very beginning of like playing chords on the piano and then applying rhythm patterns to make those chords more interesting. This is great if you love to improvise and you want to add some flavor in your playing. It's good in just understanding like how rhythm can affect the way chords sound in a piece and the overall like kind of pulse that the piece has. So it's really useful for that. It's also really good in playing the pieces that you're going to be playing, even if you don't like to improvise or like music theory or anything like that, because you are going to see these rhythm patterns in real music that you play. And if you train yourself to listen for it, you're going to be able to listen to music and be like, oh, that's the rhythm pattern going on. Oh, there's some kind of syncopation going on, which we talked about today, or anything like that. It's going to be an amazing lesson. It's nearly an hour long, but trust me, that is... I need a drink of water. But trust me, that is so worth it. I put a lot of time into it, a lot of care. And this lesson is like the ultimate lesson that you need to watch. I'm not even kidding. Like if you want to learn even a little bit more about syncopated rhythms, the stuff we talked about today, definitely want to check that out. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Also, if you liked our lesson today, make sure to leave a like. It helps other people know that this is a quality lesson that they can learn from as well. And then I guess other than that, coming up, we do have more live streams coming up, videos coming out. I can't say exactly when right now. I'm still trying to get more consistent with the schedule. Unfortunately, the super lesson that's coming out tomorrow really took up a lot of time and took up actually too much time to get it ready. And I haven't been as consistent as I wanted because this lesson is coming out tomorrow. So please watch it. Please watch the lesson. It's going to be so good for you. It helps me out as well, but really you should watch the lessons because you're getting value out of it. I can't convince everybody to watch all the lessons all the way through because, you know, the value has to be there, right? I have to earn your viewership. But please watch it just because I put so much time into it. I really want you guys to enjoy this lesson coming out. It's really going to be fun. And actually, if you practice all this stuff, you're going to be able to do a lot of cool stuff on the piano. I promise. I don't let you, well, I can't say I've never let you down, but I'm trying to really go above and beyond this year with the lessons and stuff. So anyway, any last minute comments, questions, stuff before we go? Sylvia says, Tim, thank you for the lesson, which I needed. Oh, great to have you with us, Sylvia. We'll spend time reviewing and practicing the points this week. Great. Good evening, Brian. Glad to have you with us. Just saying hi to some people that joined us other than Sam. I'm so glad you could make it, by the way, Sam. I know you missed the last one, but I'm glad you're here. Terry. Oh, my allergies got me. Terry, thank you very much. Port Mead, of course, and Lorenz. Are you doing any server revamp soon? Sam, let me know your ideas. I'm not a big Discord head, I guess you could say. It's not that I dislike Discord. I just wasn't... Discord came along later, so I'm not as familiar with it as YouTube and all this stuff. So DM me if you have like anything in mind of like what would make the server a lot better or easier to understand or things like that. I can't really add too many like any services to it right now, so we're just going to do like the playing submissions thing, general questions, things like that. But if you have any like ideas on how to make the thing better, because I know that you seem to be like really familiar with Discord, just DM me and let me know that when you get a chance. Okay, great. I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate you as always, Sam. I also want to say, like, anybody else that's ever been a mod for me, whether it's like Emma or Jeremy, sorry again, Jeremy, any of you guys, I appreciate you so much. I know that I'm not like the best at letting people know I appreciate them, at least in the past. I think I've been better recently, but I always want to make a point like every time now to be like, thank you guys so much. And also thank you to the regular viewers, the people that have joined the channel memberships. I'm getting more of those now, and that kind of helps definitely keep things moving along. I always am more than willing to invest back into the channel and make things better than ever. So yeah. So guys, I look forward to another great year with you, even though we're like a quarter into it already. And happy doing your taxes like I have to do. And anyway, it doesn't look like we have any last minute comments or questions. So I'll see you next time. I appreciate you all so much. It's been such a pleasure to be able to teach with you today. And unfortunately, it's looking like it's getting cloudy out, so I'll probably be inside the rest of the day. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming by. I'll see you next time. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here. So long.